Let's talk about plane travel for wheelchair users. One, we need to get there 3 hours before the flight so we can get our wheelchairs all checked in and whatever we need to do. Then they take us down the onboarding ramp all the way to the airplane door. Then we get transferred over to what they call an aisle seat. It's this tiny little seat, and we're strapped in like Hannibal Lecter into the chair, and then they roll us to our seat and transfer us when we get to the seat. We're the first ones on the plane and the last one off, and unfortunately, we're not allowed to use the bathroom in between. So if it's a long flight, we need to deplete our systems completely by watching what we eat and barely drinking the day or two before to start shutting down our system so that way we don't have to use the bathroom once we get on the airplane. It's a lot of work, but when you're traveling across country, it's the only way to fly. It looks like they're going to be having some seats available where we could roll right on because they would sell less plane tickets in order for us to use the airplane. It's not right or fair, but at least we can fly. And we pray that our wheelchairs get to the other side with us in one piece, because once they take our wheelchairs from us and load them onto the plane, it's all about the people on the ground, making sure that they're taking their time, their caution to make sure that that wheelchair, which is our legs, makes it to the other end with no issues. Thank you. We gotta come forward. This is the prop. I've taken the train for the very first time, and I have to say, it's probably about one of my favorite ways to travel. Rolled right on and off the train all by myself, large enough bathrooms where I can use the bathroom without an issue anytime I want to. And we have a table. We have somebody in the car with us at all times. The only issue with train travel, it's one wheelchair per car. So if I want to go with some of my friends who happen to be wheelchair users, they're going to be in a separate car than me. So we need it so that way we can travel together and we can travel long distances, because how would you like to go on a trip with your family and have all of your family sitting in separate cars? Well, that's what it is on train travel, is there's one wheelchair in each car. That's not okay, because we would like to travel together and we would like to be out and about with more of our friends and family, because a lot of the times I travel alone, which the one seat is okay. But what if I wanted to travel with some of my friends? We should have that option as well, to travel with more of us at one time. let's talk about driving. I absolutely love to drive my vehicle. It is my favorite way for me to get around my state, and even, where I'm not driving too long of distances. I do remember about a year or so ago, I did a 24-hour nonstop to Florida, and I loved it. We can travel in and out wherever we want to go. We drive with hand controls. Getting our hand controls is a whole nother grace of God. You need to get a prescription from your doctor. Then you need to go to a driving school. Then you're going to take your driving test with all the other 16-year-olds just getting their licenses for the very first time. So you have the freedom to come and go wherever you want. The downside to it is we have to count on places that we stop to be fully accessible. I have stopped at many, many rest stops that were nowhere near accessible for me. So when you're traveling alone or with your service dog, it's the stops along the way that become an issue to us. One, for safety, and two, for accessibility. I want to thank you for taking the time today to view planes, trains, and automobiles from a wheelchair point of view. Traveling is a lot of fun. You get to see a lot of things, but there's a lot more detail and there's a lot more work into it when you're a wheelchair user. A lot more thought, a lot more body preparation, and depending on who you're with, can make it a lot more difficult. We can do it, but it's a lot more work. So I thank you for taking the time to watch this and think about it. The next time you take a plane, train, or vehicle, think about how many more steps it would be if you were a wheelchair user. With disability being a quarter of our population and so many of our aging population using mobility aids, it's something you need to think about, because it's not an if you need these accommodations, it's a when. So we're trying to open your eyes and make the accommodation before you or a loved one may need it. Have a great day, everyone.